Very happy to join with you today to continue our lectures on human rights and media tracking. Today's lecture is entitled Children and Human Rights. We're going to see and to deal with the most vulnerable segment in our society. And we're going to see what are children's rights and what are also the international conventions that have set up the children's rights. So, as you see, so when we talk about children, we talk about children wherever they are, however they are, and whenever they are. So, children, they are the same. So, wherever they are over the globe. According to the conventions on the rights of the children, so for every child, every right. And this is something which is very important, which of course signifies equality between all children all over the world. They should enjoy, okay, their human rights. For me, of course, children's rights are human rights in the first instance. Of course, in the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights and even in all the international treaties, so in all articles, there is this emphasis on asserting and confirming human rights. And of course, when we talk about human rights, there is implicitly we talk about children's rights because we do believe that children, of course, they are human beings in the first instance, and they should enjoy their rights wherever they are, of course, regardless of their sex, of their whether they are girls or boys. So they enjoy their rights wherever they are. Well, so this lecture has many indeed objectives. So the first one is to introduce students to the fundamental human rights granted to children. So we are going to see what are those what are those rights that children, for example, should enjoy. The second objective is to explore international and national frameworks protecting these rights. We are going to see many international conventions, and at the same time, we are going to focus on the Moroccan case, and we're going to see Morocco's national and international commitment to children's rights and its own strategy that is very recent concerning this issue. At the same time, we're going to introduce real world examples of right implementation and challenges. So, it's whenever we talk about human rights, we talk advocacy, for example, we talk about human rights challenges. So we are going also today to see the children's rights challenges. Well, so children's rights matter because they recognize children as full human beings, as I have said. So this is maybe the first question that you may ask. Why do children's rights matter? Why do children's rights matter? So of course they matter because children, they are human beings. And at the same time, because children, they are the most vulnerable segment in our society. So protecting these rights is very essential to fostering safe, to fostering healthy and nutritional environments where those children, for example, can grow and develop. So in essence, recognizing children's rights matter because we recognize each child's intrinsic value and potential. Because children, they are what they are the future. They are the generation on which, for example, we rely to build our communities and to seek hope in our communities. So they are, when we give children, for example, these rights, we build communities, we respect societies, and at the same time, we strengthen our societies and our nations, and we aspire for more equitable and future and just societies. So children, of course, they are the generation on which we rely on. So therefore, granting children their rights, this is something very, very essential. And of course, there are many international treaties that have, of course, set up those rights. So we are going to see those international treaties later on. So as you see here, so children, they are the most vulnerable. They are also developing individuals, so they are very sensitive persons and they need care. And caring for children is very essential because they represent not only the most vulnerable segment of society, but also the future of our society. And this is something which is very, very important. So every child, as I have said, so needs, of course, safety and needs caring, and this is why, because they are the most vulnerable segment in our society. Also because they are very dependent, and they are dependent on their parents, so they need care and safety, and they need even they need us to respect their inherent dignity. So this is also something very crucial in human rights in general and dealing with children's rights. Good, so they are to ensure these rights of safety, for example, education, health caring. So we should respect our children's rights, and at the same time we should endow them with dignity. This is something very important. We have talked about human beings' dignity, and today we will confirm again talking about children's dignity. So human, as being part and parcel of human rights. So children's rights also, they are recognized widely all over the globe by, of course, many international organizations like the UNICEF and like the Convention on the Rights of the Child. So this Convention on the Rights of the Child, it is adopted in 1989, and it is the primary international document outlining children's rights. It was ratified by 196 countries, and Morocco, of course, is included. It is one of the most prominent organizations dedicated to advancing and protecting the rights and welfare of children worldwide. The UNICEF also, it is established in 1946 after, of course, the launch of the United Nations. And it initially aimed to provide emergency food and healthcare to children affected by the Second World War. So today, of course, or nowadays, its mission has expanded significantly. It encompasses a wide range of initiatives to ensure that every child, of course, can survive, thrive, and fulfill, of course, its potential. So these are the main conventions that, of course, um, advocated for children's rights. And what you should know here is that those conventions, they are again like the fruit of the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. So the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights so has, of course, generated again like the conventions that we saw yesterday. So it has generated also the UNICEF and the Convention on the Rights of the Child. So these are the two international initiatives. So they have made a significant difference worldwide, lifting millions of children out of poverty, improving their health, education, and protecting their rights. So these are the two. So the UNICEF, it means the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. So this is the whole name of this abbreviation. Then the CRC, the Convention on the Rights of the Child. So these are two, of course, major international treaties that have advocated for children's rights in order to improve children's health, children's education, and at the same time, in order to protect their rights in general without any indivisibility. Okay, so this is without any divisibility, and this is something very important. Again, when we talk about children's rights, we talk about that they are indivisible and they are inalienable. So it's the same thing. They are human rights. The same principles that we talked about before. So they are attributed to children's rights. They are indivisible. They are interdependent, and of course they are inalienable. So in Morocco, for example, UNICEF collaborates with the government to tackle issues like child poverty, for example, healthcare also. Sometimes even it is supported by national policies and community-based programs by civil associations also helping Moroccan children reach their full potential. So now we are going to see some very crucial articles that are mentioned in the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, and at the same time, we are going to see some articles from the CRC. So the first article, which is maybe the most preponderant article in this convention, is that For the purpose of the present convention, a child means every human being below the age of 18 years old, unless under the law applicable to the child majority is attained earlier. So of course, what do you mean by a child? So the one, he or she, for example, under or just is 18 years old. So this is what we mean by children. Anyone, for example, who is under 18 years old, so he or she is a child, and he or she, of course, should enjoy all the rights that are mentioned in the CRC or in the UNICEF. There is also the first right in the Convention on the Rights of the Child, right to life, survival and development. So I think what you will notice, for example, here is that they are the same rights. They are children's rights are human rights, as we are going to see. Women's rights are human rights. So all the rights that are mentioned in the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, they are again mentioned here, but this time they are very specific and very particular, and they are attributed to children. So right to life, survival, development, right to education. So I think that we have already talked about the crucial role of education. So kids or children, so they should enjoy this right. Right to protection from violence and abuse. So this is also attributed to human beings in general, but to children in a very particular way. So these are just some rights. We don't have time to just cite all the rights that are mentioned in the convention. Right to health. This is also a very crucial right. So we cannot imagine our health with our children without this right. It's impossible. So this is maybe a very essential right to our children. Right to participation. This is a very important right. I'm going to explain it. Participation in what? In decision making. We should let our children, for example, to make decisions in our families. We shouldn't suppress, for example, their opinions. We should listen to them and give them even some opportunities, okay, in order to express themselves and in order to talk within our families. And this is something. Either in our families or in schools, for example. So because they are sometimes, because they are young and they are just kids, so sometimes we don't give them the opportunity to express, for example, themselves, and this is something important. Also, we should let our kids to ask questions. Sometimes we can feel them, they are full of questions. So this is a sort of participation. When they participate in decision making, when, for example, they ask questions, and we let them, when we let them, and we prepare for them a very healthy atmosphere, a very healthy environment, either in schools or even in houses or in our home, for example. So they should enjoy this right of participation. So we shouldn't suppress their speeches because they have something to say, and sometimes they say even something very reliable. Sometimes they ask very reliable questions, so we should listen to them when they have something to say. So this is what we mean by the right to participation. So they should have their say among our families and even in schools. The right to name and nationality. So I think I have already talked about this right, and this is very important to everyone. Okay, be for example, be they girls or boys, so they should enjoy a very suitable, relevant, proper name, and at the same time they should enjoy the right to their nationality. Among many, so these are just some very maybe crucial. Let's say this is like a priority of rights, but there are so many rights in that convention. So later on, I'm going to give you the references if you would like to dig into this issue and if you would like to read deeply about it. Now we're going to see like a case study in order to see deeply how countries all over the world, how they manage to adapt or to be adapted with the Convention on the Rights of the Child. And among these countries, so there is the country of Morocco, So the Kingdom of Morocco, a path forward in children's rights. Really, Morocco has made notable, very preponderant strides in promoting and protecting children's rights, driven by a commitment to international and national, of course, standard and reforms. Of course, nonetheless, significant challenges remain, but anyway, grosso modo, particularly, Morocco managed to address disparities either in rural or urban areas, and also managed to address disparities in access to services like child labor and protection against violence. And these are the things that we are going to see. And we're going to see what are the strategies, for example, that Morocco has sought in order to manage those challenges, like, for example, children's human rights abuse, and at the same time, child labor, for example. Some students already talked about child labor, and this is something, unfortunately, it is in our reality, but we should look for solutions to end this misery. It's really a miserable situation to see that we are still facing child labor, not just in Morocco or in India, but everywhere and all over the world. So Morocco has committed itself to international and national, of course, treaties and frameworks. And among them, of course, Morocco has signed and has ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, and at the same time, he has ratified the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child. So as you will see later on, so this is the explanation. So it has ratified the United Nations Conventions on the Right of the Child in 1993, demonstrating its commitment to upholding children's rights in alignment with international standards. So this is the first thing. So Morocco, of course, has ratified those international treaties and frameworks. And at the same time, this commitment is further reinforced by Morocco's adoption of the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child. So later on, I will give you the website in order to get access to this African Charter. It's an amazing charter, and again, it repeats all and it asserts, it confirms all the children's rights that are mentioned in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. So this is a very important document. And of course, Morocco has agreed upon many things, okay, and many documents in order to promote child welfare. And it did manage to just go beyond those challenges by what? By seeking very concrete, okay, strategies. And among those strategies, so we're not just talking like this, okay, but there are some very important strategies that Morocco has sought. It's like the NHDI, and this is the National Human Development Initiative. I'm going to give you later on the link, okay, if you would like to just get access to it. This is a very important royal project, and it was launched by His Majesty Mohammed VI. It was a royal project. It deals with the ascendancy or the promotion of the human capital. It's the human capital in general, be they women, men, or even children. So that this project is very important, and it funds the construction and the renovation of schools, for example, especially in remote rural areas, ensuring that children have access to primary school, to high school, for example, and to secondary education. It also supports conditional programs like Taysir. There is a program in rural areas in Morocco. It is named Taysir. Taysir Conditional Cash Transfer Program, and this is devoted to low income families to help children and to help keep children in schools. This initiative, of course, significantly reduced school dropouts by alleviating the financial burdens that lead to absenteeism in rural areas, especially. And this is something which is very important. And many Moroccan children, of course, have benefited from this program. We are going to see later on a video to see that in many areas in Morocco, from Tangier to Guira, so there are many centers, okay, that are very that are specialized in promoting, defending, protecting, and caring for Moroccan children. And this is, of course, it's within this National Human Development Initiative, and within, of course, those associations and strategies. There is also the Morocco's Children Trust. Also, this is also a very an international, global association in Morocco. There is also the Takeful initiative. So those initiatives promoted by Morocco. So of course they have provided financial aid to disadvantaged, for example, families, to children with disabilities, also helping ensuring that children can stay in school and access basic health services. So this is grosso modo the Morocco's national commitment, beside of course Morocco's international commitment towards the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child and other the African Charter also and the UNICEF also. So these are Moroccan of course strategies, and of course they are very fruitful. So we can see now to what extent Morocco has managed successfully to promote the status quo of Moroccan children. Okay, we are going to see indeed two videos. This is a local video. It's about Morocco's strategy to promote children's rights. And this is something very concrete, and it is in Marrakech city where I teach. Okay. And at the same time, the second video will be global, okay, to have a global idea about children's rights, okay, all over the world. So you can take notes. Later on, we can have a brief talk, okay, in the workshop.
Lamia Lazrak looks after this home for orphaned and abandoned babies in Marrakesh, Morocco. When she needed money to expand 3 years ago, she sought and received government assistance. Soon afterward, private donors started asking what they could do to contribute.
As soon as we started the work, people came, and when they saw what was being done, they said, if the government's initiative for human development is helping, we want to help too. And it is in this way that we got a private donor who proposed to pay for the rest of the work.
The National Initiative for Human Development, supported by the World Bank, helps people in rural and urban areas who face poverty and social exclusion. Marginalized communities find opportunities through social programs like this home in Marrakesh for disadvantaged babies and children. Such programs, say those involved in the initiative, are in turn encouraging communities to take active roles in helping the country's less fortunate people. The Children's Home, for example, has received enough private donations now to build a new annex and an awareness center for women.
This is the philosophy of the initiative, to address these people and help them out of difficulty so that others see it can be done and see that it only takes a little bit of help.
Bir Wal Ihsan Vocation Center in Marrakesh also received funding under the government project. The school offers free career training and a secondary school education to marginalized youth. Such government financing is now being matched at the school with money and time from private citizens.
Wealthy citizens are contributing financially, and others donate with their time, like me. There are also medical doctors who donate their time and their services, and there are lawyers giving their services free of charge.
Students at the vocational school say they also plan to help others as soon as they get the jobs they're training for in the various fields of welding, plumbing, electricity, hairdressing, carpentry, and culinary arts. Abdullah Ali, 16, came to the vocational school from off the streets 2 years ago with no money and little hope for the future. He's since learned better reading and writing skills and how to be a plumber.
I want to start a company and be in a position to help other kids like me to advance in life.
Abdullah Ali says he and other students here now have the confidence and employment skills to open businesses of their own and help others do the same.
Okay, so as you see or as you watch in this video, so this means that Morocco really has made a tremendous effort, okay, to promote children's rights, okay, in many cities, not just in Marrakech. This is just an example, but in maybe in every city, so you find centers like this that deal with children and at the same time with Moroccan youth, okay. So you see not just kids, but even younger generations. So like the vocational school that you have, for example, watched now. Okay, so later on we'll have some time to discuss this video, and maybe we can relate it to what you have in India also. Okay, yes. So the second one, this is like a global video about children.
Have you ever wondered if children have rights? Every person on the planet has rights, and so does every child. Child rights mean that we have the right to everything that helps us be healthy and happy. Nutrition and good health, good schooling, freedom of expression, and protection from anything that may be harmful. Every child has the right to good health care and nutrition. It does not matter if one is a boy or a girl. Every child has the right to education. It does not matter who we are or where we come from. Each one of us should be able to complete school. Each one of us has the right to protection, which means that we need to be safe from all sorts of violence, whether at school or the street or even at home. Just because we are children does not mean that our opinions can be silenced. Only we know what it is to be children. It is everyone's responsibility to ensure that every child has the right to survival, development, protection, and participation. We deserve to be healthy, happy, and full of hope. And we can't do it alone. You made a promise to ensure every right for every child 30 years ago. What are you doing to keep the promise today?
Of course, we attempt to do everything to keep our promise today, even in this very difficult era. But anyway, so each country, I think, is making efforts, of course, to keep that promise, because this is our aim: is to provide our children with survival, with protection, with safety, and with happiness. Also, they should be even happy. Not just give them these rights and let them, but we should assist them until they would be happy. Good. So we will just maybe this is the workshop, and before, so these are the references. If you would like to just maybe dig into the topic well, so these are the website of the United Nations, the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, the report on child rights in Morocco, and you have the Moroccan Ministry of Solidarity, Social Development, Equality and Family. Then you have Morocco Progress and Challenges on Children's Rights. So you can consult this if you would like to get deeper into this issue. So we will have, I will give you just some time, maybe 5 minutes, no more. We will have a brief talk on the importance of advocacy for children's rights and the role of each individual can play, but of course in the light of the videos we were watching. Okay, thank you. By the way, so this is a handout that we are going to look at it later on. So it's the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Here you have all the children's rights here with the explanation. We are going later on just to focus and analyze some very crucial rights. Yes, yes, sir. You are welcome.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, once again for giving this opportunity to share our experiences. So, my reflection I will share what I have observed in the videos, that is global level and Morocco level, and in our Indian context, some of the states and at the local levels. So, how I perceive, how I experience, what I have seen with my own eyes. That, so, some of the importance advocacy for related to the children's rights and for development mentally, physically, in all other aspects. We can say like this holistic development for the child. Uh, for holistic development for the child, it is required for their rights. Their rights they should be enjoyed fully without affecting in their mental or in their education, in their freedom of speech, in all the aspects. So some of the points I will highlight. That is, it can be started by the love, care from all the stakeholders. It may start from the family members, from mothers or the fathers, whoever they are in the family. So until unless the family starts from their house or from their home to realizing the things, the rights of the children, it is very difficult because the family member will be working somewhere. If she or he is aware about how I'm giving the advantages, the opportunities, the freedom, the rights to my child, he or she will be shared with the neighbors wherever he or she work in the institution. So it can be spread those rights. This is one aspect. Then there the generation of the practices of this. I hope this can be spread the entire society within the group members, within uh, the the states level, or taking by initiatives, realizing those rights of the children and how it is important for each and all the child. And the education where it is most important factors, of course, for all of us. Uh, During my school experiences, while I'm teaching as a teacher, there I have seen, especially in the private school, there kindergarten students, especially, they have been taken care by the teachers. Especially, most of the teachers they are female. So, but sometimes I feel that some teachers they cannot give all the rights to the students. So when those rights are not given fully, so if it is taken away from them or not given fully, so there's something I feel they will get the traumas in their life. Those traumas will be reflected in their entire life. So the traumas will not be stay within the person, the victims. So it may spread to another person also, which one of my his this scholar friends. She was saying, I in the school level, I was scolded by teachers. So the following classes, I never talked to him or her. So it's affecting me till now. So her research area now she was chosen inclusive education because the learners, the students, as they are human being, as they are child. So those traumas is triggering her to do the research on that, so that the realization it should not be sticking with only her. It should be spread. It should be aware to the parents, to the educated person or literate person, or the society members. Then on the other aspect of the health, medical nutrition. So as the global level videos, we have seen that uh, the nutrition should not be uh, disparate between the on the basis of genders. But in the context of India, of course, India is patriarchal society. We know. So some of the states, of course, are not patriarchal societies. Uh, there, sometime I have observed that the priority has been given to the male. Is then priority given to the boy, then female, because the the thinking or the thought process of the parents is that once my child, the especially girls, she will not be staying along us till that. So there, the rights of the child or the rights of the individual children has not been given fully. So it is started from the parents itself only. Although we are human beings, we are full of mistakes. So we can think about that. So there might be some possibilities. It can start from our own, and there should be workshops in the local levels, awareness program, or some dramas performance, so that they can able to feel. So we are doing mistake, we are committing mistakes, so they can correct it. So that is one of the possibilities. Especially those parents, they are not educated, they are illiterate. So it is the only possibility because they cannot able to write and read what it is on law or in documents it has documented. So and participations also very much important. So one of my friend during 2019, sorry 2021, she is mature enough. She is differently able person. So especially locomotor. So although she cannot able to participate in the games and sports, so her desire was why she was not asked by the faculty members or the teachers, do you want to join in the sports? So as we don't know, although we know she cannot able to participate, but the questions should be asked from the outside, or it shows that they need care, they need something from us, so that they can able to participate. directly or indirectly. So this is also one kind of traumas I feel. Those this is for her. She is already mature. So what about the child? We are never thinking about them. There might be very much something which is happening, which might be reflecting in their life. So I feel that we should think whenever we see the child, whenever we see the kids, so we should be thinking about that. And it is the responsibilities for all of us, for of course for their growth and development. When we talk about growth and development, I think there one of the aspect. Can I continue? There one of the aspect I feel that their family style, rearing family style, they are also impacting. So where in the family neutral family, there the child needs some support, some cares. In the family where there is no one to care about the child. And last time one YouTube video I have seen, she was sharing her experience. She was crying. So she was tortured by her second mother because her first mother was expired. So the father went for the job every morning, early morning. So in between, the child was abused by the mom, the present mom. So in there, she was abused in such a way that she has to wake up early morning. That means around 4. She has to complete all the household activities like cleaning, washing dishes. So it has been happening around 14 years, what she said. So this is some of the instances. There are in the global level or national level or the state levels or local level. It is happening every day. So I think we should, as a parents, as a teachers, as a human being, as a part of the society, we should think about it. We should, from ourselves, we can start to talk to about parents. So we should give some rights, some freedoms. So we should see whether it is acceptable or it is not acceptable, which I feel. In the context of Morocco, we have seen that they have done great work. It is very optimistic and very hopeful expectation. Even we can adopt this in our country, although it is different context, but which is applicable in our country, we can adopt. Like here, Royal Project Working Group. The project is working for school, high schools. Those are especially low income background families. So that is very much important even in India context, even in other neighboring state or neighboring country or wherever it might be. So these ideas can be adopted. I feel it is very interesting, very hopeful, some instrument. The instrument we can use in our context wherever it is required. So another point, there is someone, I could not remember her name. Sorry. She was working on the orphanage for orphanage. When the orphanage is worked by the government, so they started fund from the government also, from the private sector also they started approaching. We also want to work. So and then we have found on the video some they have given individually the time, Some doctors came for helping them. Some lawyers, they came for them for their nutrition purpose, for their development. The main goal and the achievement is in such a way that the rights of the children, the freedom, the needs, everything should be fully extended. They should be enjoyed. So that is the very important videos, very insightful videos. There, once I was working as NSS scheme, National Service Scheme, where it is the slogan is very much important. It is not for me, it is for you. So that is also very much important, where we have found the motto of NSS, where we have worked cleaning, we did cleaning of our surrounding while I was doing my training program for a teacher. So there we work all the villages, we clean, we did awareness program like drug addiction, sorry, and child marriage, and we make posters and we have shouted and we have shown to the villages people. We have shown. So somehow, when those groups or any other groups who are try to change the society, try to change the country, global, so we can start in such a way from within or in a group. I feel that individual is, I don't believe in individual, I believe in collectivity, solidarity. So as one finger is not possible to do or to eat everything, so using our five fingers, we can fill our stomach, we can enjoy the food. So in such a way, when we work together, it is the achievement, the target we can acquire within a very short period of time. So I have little bit points to share. It permits me. So just 1 minute I'll take. In this state, even government has also taken some initiative. Might be my brothers and sisters, they are also aware. So some government they have provided some scooters, some cycle to the school students. If I'm not wrong. So there is also one kind of initiation they have taken. So that is also good. Even in my states, they are providing cycle to girls. So that is also very. We are in the process. We are in the future positivity way. So I hope we can achieve and very soon. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Thank you for listening.
Just 1 minute. I think my fellow participant has already addressed the issue in such a comprehensive way that there's barely something for us left to be addressed. But still, I'd like to again reiterate what he has said, that advocacy for children's rights, of course, begins at home. And we as adults, it's our responsibility to make our children feel seen and feel heard, and thus feel as an important part of our society. But I'd also like to shed some light into uh, the advocacy of children's rights in an Indian context, because our societal structure is laden in complexities. See, the systematic oppression that is faced on the basis of, say, class or caste in the Indian context plays a big role in how children from different strata of the society have advanced in their lives. Because in Indian context, if we address oppression, we have to address the issue of caste as well, which may not be the case in many other countries. but it's something which is inherently unique to India. So, and also also like to shed some light onto how, based on these systematic oppressions, people from different strata have faced alienations from various schemes, alienations from various opportunities that the government has provided. Say healthcare. Healthcare is something which is very important for women, especially. Because there's a female feticide has been a major issue that has been addressed in our country, and then infant mortality rate is something that has been again and again addressed in this country, and which has various schemes have been developed, various NGOs have tirelessly worked towards these issues. But still, even in today's society, even if we do not discuss these much, at the background somewhere, these are still prevalent in certain areas. Because for a country of India's sheer size and populations, it's at times it gets difficult for government schemes for help to reach to every corners of the country. And also to talk about schemes, to talk about government initiatives, I'd like to shed some light on nutrition. Nutrition has formed a very big part of our education schemes, because children from, say, let's say, underprivileged homes, uh, they cannot be provided, say, 3 meals of the day. So the ministry has made sure that at least one meal of the day is provided in the educational institution itself, because some government school provides the midday meals for the students, for the lunch. So that is something I wanted to shed light on. That's it.
I am just saying one line. All the problems are already addressed. I just want to tell, as an individual, what I can do is to treat every child with respect, because most of us, what happens is, like, when a children is speaking, we don't let them speak or let them ask questions. So as an individual, we can pledge that, like, we treat every child with respect, and their opinions also must be heard. So, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for your interaction. Really, I am very thrilled to hear you. Okay, and you have really touched very important issues, especially the question of the role of the family in helping children, for example, getting their rights. This is something very important. Uh, you have talked about the role of the parents, for example. This is also very crucial. Why? Because sometimes even in patriarchal societies, in our bringing up our children, so we differentiate between boys and girls, and this is something not healthy at all. And it is within it which we face also children's rights abuse, because we abuse either the girls, for example, right, and from scratch. Women, for example, when they grow up marginalized. And we face another reality in our society as adults. If, for example, the male is victimized once, so we find that the woman is victimized 3 times, because she is a woman in the first instance, because she was a girl in the first instance, then because of race, because of ethnic group, because of her sex, and so on and so forth. And this is what really, it's a crisis in society. But anyway, so I think that you have also talked about possibilities of change, and that even your government, of course, like Morocco, has made many initiatives, of course, to advocate for children's rights and to protect children's rights. And the major rights, okay, that I think has a priority is to let, as your classmate has just said, to let our kids, okay, speak, express their opinions. Don't silence children. Let them speak. Why? Because they have something to say. And sometimes they have very important things to say. So please, let our kids, let our children express themselves. Let our children enjoy freedom, enjoy safety, and also enjoy happiness. So thank you very much. See you in this afternoon. Thank you.